My 3 weirdest beliefs that I believe have helped me become very successful in sales. And I've seen many successful roofing salespeople share these 3 really weird beliefs. So in this video, we're gonna take a step back away from the norm that you might see here on the Roof Strategist YouTube channel and podcast, where I have dedicated all of these videos to you, so I can help you and your team smash your income goal and give every customer an amazing experience. So instead of talking sales strategies or how to self-generate more leads or how to overcome objections or close deals, I'm gonna talk about the inner landscape and the mindset and some of the 3, well, I shouldn't say some, the top 3 weirdest beliefs that I have and that I see shared among quite a few of the top performing sales reps. Now, the beautiful part about beliefs is we all get to choose our own. And in fact, beliefs are what makes humans so different than any other animal. We have the power to believe, and we can believe whatever we want. And some people that we might not agree with or think might be loony have a certain set of beliefs that don't align with ours. But folks that believe in one thing, whether it's true, whether it's not true, whether there's evidence or no evidence, that central belief is what carries us through. And I truly believe that our beliefs are what pull us in the direction of success, failure, or whatever it is. If you're someone that doesn't believe that you're worthy of success, you will live a life of poverty. If you are someone that believes you're worthy of earning a fortune, you will find a way to do it. If you're someone that believes in servants, from being a servant in your heart, you will be a servant to people in your life. And the power of belief is studied in just a mind-blowing phenomenon. So I have 3 really weird beliefs. These are not religious, they're not really philosophical, but they do guide me each and every day of my life. And I wanted to break the mold a little bit and share a little bit more personal stuff here on the YouTube channel. And let's jump right in, shall we? So first, welcome back. Adam Bensman here, the Roof Strategist, and I'm excited to have you here. If this is your first video, you're jumping into a fun, weird one, and I'm glad to have you here. If not, let's do it. Weird belief number 1. I believe that you should wear an expensive watch. Yes, you heard me right. I believe that you should wear an expensive watch. Why? Because when people pay, they pay attention. And there is absolutely nothing more precious in life than time. In fact, the reason that I believe that you should wear an expensive watch, and I'm going to give a little disclaimer on what expensive means in just a moment. I don't believe in needing to be flashy or showy or buy the name brand or the coveted piece. That doesn't matter. An expensive watch could be $50 to you. I don't care. It could be $15,000. It doesn't matter. I don't care the brand that's on your wrist. I believe that it should be expensive to you. Why? Here's why. When I was chasing my first 7-figure income, I knew, like I came right up at that ceiling and I was close to it, and I said, listen, I know that the only way that I'm gonna make my first 7 figures is by managing my time like a boss. I need to squeeze out more output from the limited time that I have. And the reality is you and I are living the same earth with the same minutes and same seconds every single day. And the person who brings the most value and is able to produce the highest output are the folks that earn the highest income. So when I wanted to earn my first 7-figure income, for the very first time, it was the biggest income goal I set. I said, I'm gonna make my first $1 million. I knew that in order to do that, I needed to manage my time. So I purchased a very nice watch. For me, it was a very nice watch. For someone else who might have made multi-millions and had buku bucks and wanted the rarest thing in precious metals, they probably wouldn't care. But I don't care about what they think. I bought it for me, and I put it on my wrist as a symbol every single day to be mindful of the time, because things like this would happen. I tell my wife, Sheena, I'll be right home for dinner. And then I get dragged back into email and doing tasks, and before you know it, an hour and a half went by. She's like, honey, we need to eat. Let's spend some time together. And I didn't even have a grasp of my time. I was running late to things. I'd let things take too long. And when I started to wear a watch, an expensive watch, because when people pay, they pay attention. I bought an expensive watch for me because I knew that if I was wearing it every day, I would pay attention to it and I would look at it. And for me, each and every one of the watches that I wear, that you might see on the channel as I switch things up, it's not about the price, it's not about the showiness. Quite frankly, I don't really care what anyone else thinks. I wear them for me because each watch has a story. And in fact, the watch that I'm wearing on my wrist right now is a watch that my wife purchased for me as a total impulse, as a way of saying, I love you, you deserve it. And this watch to me, this says, every time I look at it, Sheena is in my ear saying, I love you and I believe in you. So when I pick a watch for a speaking event or an outing, it's because I'm trying to capture that feeling and pay attention to it. And as a salesperson, time is our most precious resource. Showing up on time, learning how to pace ourselves through our appointment. And the last thing we want to do, I know people are saying, well, I have a phone, Adam, and that costs me no money. You do, and it does cost you money. These things are expensive. But anyway, you don't want to be sitting there with your appointment constantly checking this. Why? Because this is a distraction. And you don't want to be sitting here pulling your phone out saying, all right, it's 10:13, I got 46 minutes left. Right, or whatever the time is. What we need to do is have it on our wrist to constantly manage our time and measure it. Plus, it's a great reminder that as time ticks, that's one more second of your life where you are closer to death. The Stoics saying, memento mori, contemplate one's death. Think about the fact that we are dying. So my first weird belief is that whatever that means to you, I don't care if expensive is $50, I don't care if expensive is $15,000. Quite frankly, I don't care about the brand that's on your wrist. What I care about is that when you pay attention. And for you, my friend, the number one limiting factor of your income in roofing sales is not your ability to sell, it is time. So you put that expensive watch on your wrist as a constant reminder to pay attention to that time and to maximize it. And then, if you're a weirdo like me, which you don't have to be, you grab a watch for every milestone. You grab a watch as a victory. I have a watch of, this is my wife saying, I believe in me. I have a watch that I picked out with my dad that says, Adam, you need this watch because you've been bold, you've marched the beat of your own drum, and this watch resembles that. So when I need that feeling, I put that watch on. I have my first watch, the watch that I got to make my first $1 million. I have the watch that I got that is in the mail to celebrate a milestone in being 100% clean and sober. And that watch I'll remember every time I put on. So that's my weird belief, number one. Wear a nice watch. Why? I just told you. When you pay attention. Now, let's move on to weird belief number two. My second weird belief is that every salesperson, myself, I shouldn't say every, that's not true. This is my belief, right? It's not you, and I'm not projecting it. My belief is that I need to do something every single day to focus on self-awareness. Now, self-awareness for me started by studying meditation. I went to this weird hippie university. I can say that because you saw my hair. I went to this weird university. It's called Naropa University, by the way. Small school, Boulder, Colorado, founded by an exiled Tibetan monk and Allen Ginsberg, the beat poet. And I got an undergraduate degree in psychology, and I went there for one purpose, to study myself. I sat in that meditation cushion and learned self-awareness, and I believe that as a salesperson, in order to understand others, it begins within. We understand our own human experience from looking at it from an objective perspective. So self-awareness can come from meditation. It can come from journaling, yoga, or even martial arts. There's a lot of different ways to develop the skill set of self-awareness. And for me, that comes in two forms predominantly, which is meditation and journaling. And I do believe that the strongest communicators in life have a deep understanding of themselves and a deep understanding of the human experience so they can relate on a more personal level and develop just really intense empathy, the ability to connect and feel what other people feel. So there's my second belief. Spending time every single day on developing self-awareness through a dedicated practice of meditation, yoga, journaling, martial arts, or you name it. And I'd love to hear from you because it doesn't need to be those forms. That's just what comes to my mind. So drop a comment and share with me how you develop self-awareness. All right, now belief number three is probably the most powerful, and that is that I believe that there's absolutely no limit to my personal growth and my professional development of fine-tuning my skill sets. Each and every day I wake up saying, I want to perform better than I did yesterday. I want to be a better husband to Sheena. I want to be a better son to my father. I want to be a better son to my mother. I want to be a better best friend, a better communicator, a better film producer. This, I guess you'd call film, I mean content. All right, a better writer, a better leader, a better speaker, learning how to listen better, learning how to be more organized. And I don't believe there's a limit. And I'll tell you, in the past, I was quite an arrogant person. I remember when I made my very first 6 figures, I thought to myself, I've learned it all. I've made all this money. And I thought I was like at the top of the world. And I just had this like, now is kind of coast time. And I realized how absolutely arrogant and limiting it was. And now it is the polar opposite. My belief is that there's absolutely no limit to the growth, and that is the excitement and my passion each and every day is to get better at what I do, at being of service to others. And in fact, one of the books that inspired me was a book called The Courage to Be Disliked. And I can't pronounce the author's name. It was written by 2 Japanese fellows, and this book was powerful. In fact, Sheena, my wife, found it on a Reddit group that said like the top 50 books everyone on the planet should read. And Sheena and I did a book club with it, and I just recommended it to my father, in fact. And in that book, he talks about happiness as having community feeling. Community feeling. And then he goes further to say happiness is being of use to others, being of use to others. So I thought to myself, well, what if I just dedicated my life to being of use in the highest degree possible and there's no limit to my growth? Then I can get hyper obsessed at whatever I do. It doesn't matter what form it takes. And that, my friends, is what fuels my happiness and my joy. Being the best version of myself, not just professionally, not just personally, but holistically. So there you have it. My 3 weirdest beliefs. Number 1, in summary, salespeople, myself, I believe that wearing a nice watch changes your mindset about time. And again, I don't care if it's the fanciest Rolex gold or how much money it is. It's not about flash, it's what it means to you. And by the way, as a true watch nerd, that's what the joy of watches is. It's expression in stories. And a constant reminder and that constant symbol sitting right there in front of your face as you glance through it throughout the day. Weird belief number 2 is that you dedicate time each and every day to self-awareness through meditation, yoga, or martial arts, or whatever your form-fitting choice is. And then weird belief number 3 is that there's absolutely no limit whatsoever to your personal and professional development, and that happiness comes from learning to be of use in the highest use possible. So there's my weird beliefs. And I see many salespeople who are really successful who also wear a really nice watch. And they don't wear an Apple Watch or something that interrupts them throughout the day. They choose that watch because it just keeps them present and in the moment and maximizing their time, being here right now. And I know many salespeople who are doing martial arts on the regular, who are doing meditation or going even on meditation retreats or yoga retreats. And I know many successful salespeople that are just totally dialed on personal development, because roofing sales truly is personal development in disguise. Now, there you have it. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Agree, disagree? Do you like my beliefs? That's the beautiful thing about beliefs. You can like them or hate them, but it doesn't matter. I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to hear what yours are. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be having some new uploads here throughout the year, and I don't want you to miss a thing. So thank you again for tuning in with me today. And just because our time here is about to wrap up does not mean that your and my time has to. So if you haven't yet done it, I'd invite you to join me inside my free roofing sales training center, and you can get instant access right here. Or if you want to hang with me here on YouTube, then I think you're really going to like this video, and I'll see you soon.